Should be live. I'm just going to carry on. I think we're live. Right, so there are a few things I want to say about what's happened over the past couple of weeks or so. So the first thing is, obviously when we broke out of the 7-week composite, let's say here, the expectation should be when price is moving from balance to imbalance that we start printing trend days. Okay, so you're expecting to see a one-sided move to the upside. And we got that initially, and then we got this consolidation, we got the retest, and this move up. And this really is when I think the alarm bells should have started to probably start ringing. Because we just moved into another period of bracketing, only, a couple of percent higher than this 7-week composite. So we broke out of 7 weeks of balance, and rather than forming a new trend, we just started printing balance again. And that really is a sign that buyers are not in control in the way that you would have expected them to be. So that's just something to point out going forward, and I think it's just something to bear in mind going forward. I can point out to numerous other examples of this, where back in the summer, for example, if this ever wants to load, I don't know why this always happens when I start a stream. It must be something to do with uploading and downloading at the same time. Let's grab this again. 4 hour. Okay. Yeah, back in the summer. There are a couple of examples, but I can think back to here, right, where we balanced for a while, came up, didn't start printing trend days, formed a new composite, sort of back to composite lows. So I just wanted to make that point. When you move from balance to imbalance, you want to start seeing trend days, not more bracketing. And the other thing was just this price action around the composite high here, around the developing month and developing quarters value high. So it's something to pay attention to going forward. Obviously it was the weekend, but just printing these kind of very small candles and compressing at the developing value high was a real sign of weakness. And again, I've seen this, and I can point to other examples, but I would just highlight this as being a good example of a change of condition. So yeah, we're chopping around the edge of value. The acceptance picture is not necessarily too clear here. And then we just broke down. The real nail in the coffin here was when we got this move up. It was a very small move up at 6 o'clock on high relative volume, and it just got immediately slapped down. I think someone pointed out that someone had left some big asks here. But a high relative volume move that fails, and then we just immediately broke down. So those are all the warning signs that kind of this move was coming. And obviously we're now back inside the 7-week and probably heading towards 93k in my opinion. So pretty straightforward now. There is some confluence at sort of 95, so we've got the developing months value low here, and I think there's a weekly value low at the same level. So 95, 96k, potentially some interim support, but destination now, we should anticipate a move towards at least 93k. I want to come to the VWAP picture as well. I know I'm jumping around a bit here. I don't necessarily think this is going to happen, but previous quarter's value, I think certainly can't rule out a move now towards this level at 86k being previous quarter's VWAP. So I think that's potentially in play. 93k composite is the composite level to bear in mind. 86 is going to be the important VWAP level. I'm not ruling out the possibility of us being rotational within this value area, so that would point towards 72, but let's take it level by level. And I think we probably see some relief after FMC would be my guess on Wednesday. So potentially looking to take mean reverting longs from wherever we may end up at that sort of time. But upside targets are going to be limited to either the composite highs, or if we've broken below developing month's value, January's value low essentially. So we'll see how things develop. But yeah, the bearish scenario is obviously playing out now. So pretty straightforward shorts, I think. Even taking it here is not the end of the world. Like, we've clearly failed at the composite high and at previous quarter's value high. No real sign of much of a buying response right now. So looking for lower prices. That's most of what I wanted to say. I mean, obviously, everything's just dying. So ETH looking for at least that 28.50 and probably 27.50. So I took the short last night. I took a small one last night and then compounded, managed to wake up at a good time and compounded at 3,200. So breaking the multi-week composite, lining up with the developing month's value low. So that breakdown, pretty straightforward. We got quite a clean rejection in the end off the developing week's value high on high relative volume, which was on Sunday morning. So yeah, bearish scenarios all playing out. Solana probably coming towards this 210 area. So good confluence around developing month's value low, previous month's VWAP. Developing quarter's value low, previous quarter VWAP, previous month value low, all lining up. So I'll probably start TPing around 215 down towards 200. Excuse me. Big rejection, obviously, on the daily and on the 3-day here. I don't really have much else to say, guys, right now. Obviously, everything's just going down. So I think there's probably going to be a good long-in opportunity later in the week. But for now, just riding these shorts. So I mainly wanted to make this video just to highlight those 2 points that, breaking from balance and then forming new balance is not bullish and can signal weakness. Obviously, the same happens to the downside. And this PA compression around the edge of monthly value. I just want to actually, while we're here, I'll just find another example of that. So it reminded me very much of what happened in early August, I think it was, here. So yeah, late July, early August. So we started to print these very small candles at the edge of developing value. And here I wasn't too sure what the acceptance picture was, but obviously look what it led to. So yeah, just to make those points. That's it. Catch you in the next one.